So it's pretty rainy out, pretty gloomy. It's been like this for the past pretty much week here in Orlando, and I thought what better time than now to make a video that I've been meaning to make for a while. Now, some of you may know that I do photography as kind of a hobby, kind of professional hobby. I get paid to do it. And so one of the popular things in the photography world is what's in my camera bag. And you'll see that across many different hobbies. And so I thought, why not do one for what's in my flight bag? So we're gonna head to my airport because you know I love to have an airport or an airplane as my backdrop for my videos. So we're gonna talk about what is in my 2024 pilot flight bag.
I'm Joe Walker, a private pilot who enjoys the freedom of flight and sharing it with those around me. Join me on the journey to becoming a better, safer pilot. Subscribe to experience the joys that flying can offer, and let's take to the sky and learn together. This is PlaneJoe.
All right, I think we got the camera set up. Let's see, maybe if I sit like here-ish. Do I need to bring the camera down? Crap. Let's try. All right, that feels much better. All right, let's not waste any more time doing intros and stuff. Let me start by talking about what I use this bag as. My flight bag, it's kind of my on-the-go flight bag, so I can pretty much grab it and go is what I like to think of it. Now, pretty much all the items that you're gonna see today stay in the bag. There's only really 3 items that I take in and out of the bag and use at other times. But yeah, most of the time I can just grab this bag, head to the airport, hop in a plane and fly. And that's really important because it makes sure that I have everything that I need to fly and feel safe in the air. When I originally started, I was using another backpack, just a random backpack, and I would sometimes forget items. So I like to have something that I can just keep everything in one place. All right, what is my actual flight bag? Well, it is the Peak Design 15-liter zip. Now, this is more like a photographer's bag. I do use Peak Design as one of my main camera bags for photography, so I also thought it would work well for a flight bag. And that's because there's a lot of access on the sides. You can zip down both sides and easily access all the different compartments in here. Let me try to show that a bit better. So I have 3 compartments and you can customize it. There's a bunch of pockets on the side. It's just a lot of different pockets and stuff for organizing your equipment. So I definitely recommend getting a bag that you can organize your stuff in. For me, that is a Peak Design bag, but there are a lot of different options out there. This bag is also water resistant, so rain kind of just drips off, and there's rubber along the zippers on the side, so definitely check out a bag that will work for you. So let's start with the outside. This is a Garmin InReach Mini 2 you see dangling here. This is a satellite communicator. I talk about this a lot, and it has GPS capabilities, so you can actually track where you're flying. All of that stuff gives you altitude information, speed, heading, all of that. Really great little communicating device. I believe it does pair with some flight apps. I'm sure it does pair with Garmin Pilot. Somebody fact check me on that, but pretty sure that it would work with that. Now, you do have to have a subscription for this, but you can look online all about the different satellite communicators that are out there. But this one is the Garmin InReach Mini 2. Now, below that, I have this side pocket, and I have this little guy. This is my fuel sump, so you can actually take this little piece and use that if you're using like a Cessna or something. That little knob will get the fuel out. Or if you're using another system, you can just flip it again and press that and you can get the fuel, check the fuel there. Really handy little device, and it has a nice little Phillips head screwdriver on the front of it too, so that's handy. Also in the side pocket, I have this little item. This is a doggy bag holder. It is exactly what you think it's for. It's for if people get sick in the plane. I've actually used it myself. I have thrown up on a flight before, not my greatest moment, but it came in handy. I could just take the bag, do whatever you need to do, throw away the bag later. So just grab a little doggy bag holder off of Amazon or wherever you buy your doggy bags. So I'm gonna stuff that back in there. On the other side, I have this other side pocket, and there I use a microfiber cloth, right? So very helpful for wiping down the windshields, or if you need to open a very hot oil plug, you can use that for pretty much anything. You can always use a microfiber cloth, right? Now, one thing that's nice about Peak Design, this isn't sponsored by them or anything like that, but they have these little quick attachment clips, and so I actually store my car keys when I go flying, so they're not in the way. I can use this quick little attachment piece right here, and then they're attached to the bag, and they go right on the side there. And of course, my car keys have the remove before flight tag, very important. This is gonna be a longer video than I thought, because there's a lot of stuff I have in here. Now, let's open from the main compartment, starting at the top. There are 3 sections in this bag. So opening the top, you can see that I have my headset. These are the David Clark headsets. I can't remember exactly the number on here, but I do love using this one. This is the H10-13.4. There you go. And I have my non-polarized glasses in here. These are the Ray-Bans. Very helpful for flying around and actually seeing the instrument panels, because polarized glasses will kind of give you a weird like cast on most of the electronics. Also in this main compartment, there is this helpful little zipper compartment, and this is where I keep a lot of my documents, right? So I keep my medical certificate. I've got my actual pilot license, and I also have a visa in here because you never know when you're gonna need some money on the go. I also do keep some cash in here, and then business cards, stickers, and then of course, I have my little PlaneJoe wings for when I meet people on the go and can talk about flying and give them some wings. Oh, also, one of the most important things I have in this little compartment, hair ties. If you're flying with long hair, you definitely want to carry some hair ties with you. You want to pull that hair back so you can actually see where you're flying. And that is what goes in this little zip compartment right here. And we're going to keep moving down the side. So going further along here, I'm going to talk about this middle compartment right here. These compartments do fold as well, so if I wanted to make another compartment, I can do that, flip them up as needed, but go check out Peak Design's site if you want to learn more about that. Right here, this little wrap is actually an attachment for my iPad. This is a knee board attachment, so it wraps around my leg, and then I can just attach my iPad right there, do what I need to do, and quick detach it as well. These are awesome little devices. In fact, let me demonstrate it for you real quick. I'm going to grab my iPad. So, like I said, you just take this, wrap it around your leg, it Velcros down, and then you can take your iPad. This is a special case by Pivot case, and then just attaches like that, and now I can use it as a knee board, which is really helpful. I have my little pen here, so I can draw on the screen, use for flight, do what I need to do, and then go right back. And it's a really helpful quick detach device, so I can really just take off the iPad just like that. There's no messing with cables or cords or anything like that. So highly recommend getting a Pivot case if you are an iPad flyer. So this wraps up nice and small, and it goes right back in that compartment. Next up in that compartment, I have the Stratus ADS-B-in receiver, as well as a little rubber pad that it can sit on the dash. And this is how I get ADS-B traffic into the ForeFlight app, or you can use other electronic flight bags as well. So again, I'll just take this, sit it on the dash, turn it on, multiple people can connect to it, and you get some AHRS data, you get all of the tracking information that you could use. I would say the Stratus 3 is one of my favorite purchases of 2023, but there are also many other cheaper options out there as well. Next up, I have this little container. It is actually what I use as my little med kit. If I open up this little container, you can see all the medical supplies I have in here. So I have gauze, I have Advil, Tylenol, I have less drowsy Dramamine. Shout out to my people who get woozy in a plane and fall asleep. I also got Neosporin in there, and of course, I have some Sunbum. And look at that, I have more hair ties in there as well. Give you a quick close-up of all the little items and trinkets that I have in there. And this thing actually does come in handy. If you have like a little cut, I mean, there you go. You can patch it up real quick, and then all this goes back into this little container and folds right into the pocket. The last item in section 2 is this helpful headlamp. I've talked about these before, but these headlamps come in handy when you're flying at night. You never know if the lights are gonna go out inside of your cabin. I've flown aircraft that I thought the lights would turn on in the cabin and they haven't. But you have two modes on here. You have the white light, and then you also have a red light, and then of course you have strobing options and stuff like that. Now the red light is super helpful for flying at night. It will be less blinding to you as you're flying around and looking at your instruments and then any papers or documents that you need. So I highly recommend this. So definitely get a light with both white light and red light. The white light is really helpful for doing a pre-flight outside of the aircraft at night, so you can actually see everything. Or if you have any mechanical issues, you can actually use it to see inside of the different compartments. So I always fly with a little headlamp. All right, and moving on to section 3 of the bag. This is a compartment that I typically keep open. Right now it has my 360 camera. This is the Insta360 X4. This is the newer one that came out this year. And then I also have just like a little attachment piece so I can sit it on the dash and fly around with it. Now this is one of the items that I do take out of the bag occasionally and use it like on my motorcycle, or if I'm just going around to film something. This doesn't always live in the camera bag. But other items that I will carry in this third compartment is a camera. Like if I want a little DSLR or mirrorless camera, I can throw that in there, or any other items. But typically I keep this third compartment pretty open to reconfigure as I need. All right, and now we're gonna talk about this first little hatch right here. So this is when you open up the bag, you can see the little pockets here. On the top part, you can see that I have a phone charger. There's a USB-C charger. I use phones that have USB-C charging, as well as other devices have that as well. And I made sure to get a fast charger because you don't want to be waiting around for your phone to charge. So get a good fast charger, stick that in there. And then if I open up this little zipper compartment, this is where you're gonna find one of my in-flight cam cables. This is for the GoPro, and it also works on the Insta360 X4. This is so I can record the audio in the aircraft. It just plugs into the audio panel, my headset plugs in, and the GoPro or the Insta360 plug into it as well. There's a bunch of different cables out there. You could use it for your phone. Make sure you get one that is specific to the device, right? So this one does not work with the phone. I actually had to buy a separate cable for that, but these are helpful little cables. Again, that is from In-Flight Cam. Highly recommend it. Plus, I mean, you get really cool sounding audio. That's how the influencers do it.
5358, right at Lima, Bravo Kilo to the ramp.
Right at Lima, Bravo Kilo to the ramp. And then also in this compartment, I have the different attachments for my action cameras. So I have the GoPro audio attachment. That's, again, what goes to this in-flight cam thing. I have the Insta360 X4 attachment piece, and then I just have a little cold shoe mount for the GoPro here. Or I think there's a 3/4 mount screw for the GoPro. All right, and let's zip that compartment back up and go to the other side. Again, one of the reasons I like this backpack is you can open from either side of the compartments. Yeah, that's pretty helpful. And everything packages up really nicely. So I'm gonna open up this side. Now we're gonna talk about this flap right here. We're gonna go from the top. This is where I carry a bunch of different hand wipes, because when you land somewhere and you wanna eat, or if you just wanna clean off your hands, these little wet wipes are very helpful. Love these. And then if I open up the zipper compartment, you'll find my other in-flight cam. This is for the phone, so this works on my Android device, and it can work with the Apple devices as well. If you have an iPhone, I also have a little attachment piece for that. So it's helpful for if you're bringing a guest and they want to record their audio as well, you can use this cable as well. That's really it for the main compartment here. Now we're going to go to the back, and you can see there's a zipper on top here. So I'll take that across. And again, you have more compartments in here. This one I keep pretty open. Sometimes I'll throw my phone in there, but I have a pen because you always need a pen. I bring hand sanitizer because you never know what you're touching, so clean your hands. And then I have another just empty compartment for any trinkets that I'm bringing along and I need to throw in there. And there's 2 more compartments here for different books, papers, tablets, stuff like that. In here, another one of the devices that I take out of this backpack, my iPad. This is an iPad mini, I think. I don't know what type of iPad this is. Yeah, I'm actually not sure where I can check what type of iPad this is, but it is definitely one of the smaller iPads. I guess I could take it out of the case, but I don't feel like doing that. This iPad, again, it doesn't live inside the camera bag all the time, but I will throw it into that slot. And the iPad itself, I do again have the pivot case on there. That is the quick attachment for both the leg mount that I have, as well as sometimes you'll see me flying with an attachment that goes on the window, a little suction cup attachment. And you can see it has a little clip there, and that's how you attach and detach the devices. Another helpful thing on here is it does have a little stand, so you can sit it like that if you're watching YouTube or something like that. So I love these cases, highly recommend them. Other thing, of course, I have the Apple Pencil, so I can write out what the tower is saying to me in ForeFlight or whatever electronic flight bag you're using. I highly recommend getting a tablet with a pen because it's a game changer for me. And it just magnetically attaches to the side. That's pretty sweet. So I think that's mainly it for what is inside of my bag. I guess I probably should weigh this bag to tell you how much I'm actually carrying in here. But again, this is a really sweet bag to just throw into the back of the trunk and then go to the airport, throw it into the plane and go flying. It has pretty much everything that I need in it. There are some honorable mentions that I would add to this bag or that sometimes live in this bag. One of them being a water bottle, either using the pocket here, or I've actually really started to love the foldable water bottles. Sometimes I'll just clip that on the side and it dangles there, and then I know when it's empty because it's folded up. Another honorable mention is sometimes I will throw a comm radio on the side here, so I can just listen to ATC, or I can get my weather information before I even start up the airplane. So few savings here and there. Really just fun little nerdy device in my opinion. So there you have it. That is what is in my 2024 flight bag. Now, I know there's items that could be in here that probably should be in here. I'm really curious to know what you guys have in your flight bag or what suggestions that you have for mine. So drop a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And of course, if you liked what you saw today, please drop a comment, like, and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And until next time, as another YouTuber says, stay safe, stay proficient, and I'll see you in the sky.